I'm going to start this video by saying that this is a raw video, okay? There's not going to be all these flashy edits and all that shit you like and all that dopamine hitting, okay? This is going to be a raw video, no editing. It's just going to be straight valuable information. You've been sold this idea that if you don't work 14 hours a day, then you're lazy. So basically, if you go on anywhere on social media right now, you're going to see these gurus who are going to flash everything they have, and then they're going to call you shit, and they're gonna say all this shit about you, and then they're gonna sell you their course. That's pretty much the meta right now. Like, oh, if you're not grinding now, then someone else is grinding. Like, shut the fuck up. All right, Timmy, I want you to listen to me real close. That is not work ethic. That is escapism. Now, you can try to say all this shit and cope and say that hustle culture is everything. And, even I like being a hard ass. Like, sometimes I'll like be like, oh yeah, you're a pussy, you're a bitch, you can't do this. But whenever it comes to getting shit done and being productive, being busy is not the same as being productive, okay? You can do all this shit, but it's not productive. It's not pushing you your goals, okay? And that's what most people in this new age of gurus, they think that because they can sell you a whole course to make you busy, that, oh, I'm gonna get rich off of this. You're not doing shit, buddy. Listen, you reading and you going to the gym is fucking fantastic. Even I go to the gym, but I know for a fact that gym isn't gonna make me money. So I have that prioritized a little bit lower than the main shit I gotta do. These hustle culture people are scrolling between 10 tabs. They're trying out a business model for a week and then switching it up. Watching all this motivational content. Honestly, I'd say if you're watching this right now, this is better than watching some of any of that other bullshit. People just AI generate shit and then they either pay an editor or get AI generated like edits or some bullshit. Like there's no thought. There's no like actual like connection anymore. It's just people just posting this shit for money. It's fucking crazy. Okay, what I'm about to say, I want it to stick in your brain, okay? Hustle is the illusion of progress. Okay, hustle and progress, they don't correspond. Know what you're gonna say? What the fuck are you talking about? Hustle is literally progress. Okay, then why are factory workers, Uber drivers, restaurant workers, anybody who are busting their ass, why aren't they rich? Okay, because direct hustle and direct hard work is not exactly how you get there. Okay, you need to work smarter, not work harder. Now, okay, if you think it's a hustle, then why the fuck are you stuck in the same place you were 2 years ago? Now, let me ask you something. How many nights have you stayed up, late nights, trying to work on your future self just to wake up, not even do any of the shit you were doing before? And then you're burnt out and you're hustled through. Now your burnout is 10 times quicker than anyone else's burnout. Meanwhile, you don't have half the shit done. You think you're being productive, but you're just running from stillness. You're scared of the silence. You need content. You need dopamine. You need music. You need fucking anything that is taking your brain away from thinking. You cannot sit in a quiet room and think. And you're scared to ask yourself the hard questions like, what am I doing? Is what I'm doing right? Is it gonna help me? Is it gonna push me in my business, my goals, my life? No, it's not. Because you're scared to even ask these questions. And if you think about it, it's really hurting you inside to know that these questions you can't ask yourself because you know the answer to them. You know what you should be doing. But guess what? It was all made up and you probably aren't gonna ask yourself that question. You wanna know why? Because hustle culture tells you not to think. Don't fucking think, you pussy. Just do it. Why do you think you're stuck running on this treadmill? You might be going forward, but you're on a treadmill. Okay, imagine you're on a boat. You're going left on a boat. I don't know if you're right, but you're going left for me on the boat, but the boat is going right. So no matter how far you hustle, you're not fucking going anywhere. That's pretty much the analogy. I don't know. Now this sounds like bullshit, but please just try it out. Try to work smarter, plan out your works better. Okay, you don't need to work 8 hours a day and get like 10% of what you could do with like 2 hours of deep work. Just try it out before you think it's bullshit, and then you'll like actually start getting some progress. Now, let me also give some more proof that you might also know just to help defend my case, because I am kind of coming out at a hard angle. Hustle culture is everything nowadays. Okay, but let me ask you, the most successful person that you know in your life, I think we can agree that they are not working 16 hours a day. They're focused on one thing, deep focus onto that one task. Okay, they're not multitasking and doing all this hustle culture bullshit. Because guess what? Real productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing less with more focus. Rather than having 10 different things, 10 different outlets, okay, you have 3. You have 1 that you can give your all into. Okay, that's what productivity is, and that's exactly where you're going to see the most improvement and the most growth. You don't need more hours, bro. Stop forcing your body and forcing your fucking mental state. You're deteriorating, okay? You don't need more hustle, more hours. You need more clarity, okay? Think about it. You need more space for your brain to think, and you can get more clear, more productive work done, okay? It's kind of like this YouTube video. I'm not editing it with all these stupid jumps and shit. I'm telling you guys exactly how it is. I hope that something that I say is going to stick in your brain, because this is valuable content. Okay, before you go to make another to-do list, okay, focus on what you are doing right now. If it's actually going towards your goals, then go straight into it. Laser focus, tunnel vision, okay? Don't make another to-do list or more tasks. What you need to do is just eliminate the current distractions you have, okay? Motivation to slap you in the face, okay? Make systems that make the success inevitable. The success is productivity, okay? Don't get too ahead of yourself. If you think hustle culture is the way to freedom, then you got a long fucking way until freedom. But anyways, productivity is a completely different thing. So in order to be more productive, you have to, kill the ego. You can't be working these 16-hour shifts. Okay, 16 hours, you're gonna get like what? Maybe 4 hours of like work done, and then it like equates to like 40 minutes of like deep work. It's like bullshit, okay? Whenever you could clear your head, get more clarity. I'm not just saying words. Like, I hope you guys are like sticking with me, because this is not bullshit. These are real words, okay? And if you like implement this, you will see the change. So I'm gonna give a little bit of real talk, and then I'll close it out. But let me just start by saying, in a man-to-man fashion, you are not a robot, okay? You need sleep, you need stillness, and you need space to think in your brain. That's how real ideas come. How can your brain think of ideas whenever it's constantly being hijacked by literally anything you could think of? YouTube, music, fucking porn, anything. It's being hijacked, so it has no space to think. And that's where real progress comes, whenever you can think of your own shit. Like how I think of these videos and help plan them out. Like, this is coming from the brain. Slow down so you can speed up, okay? Slow down your ego so that you can speed up your productivity and your actual progress. All these hustle culture influencers and YouTubers, they're burning themselves out, okay? They're burning themselves out for their luxury, just to show you what they kind of wish their life was like. That's just a trend nowadays. But really, they're anxious and exhausted and burnt out, okay? Now, I was one of them. Like, I would just put my head down, just write some shit, like try to get all like the quick little narrow fucking biting quarters. But that's not the way to do it, okay? The way is organic, slow progress, but more focused, okay? That is how you're going to get actual progress, okay? I want you to pick one task, okay? Go all in on that task, but make sure it's like a good task, go into your goals or whatever the fuck. It needs to like actually be a good task. It can be like doing the dishes or some shit, that's good. Do your dishes, but it's for business. All right, so I have this written down, so I'm going to be looking off to it. But I read this down because it was kind of cool. But you don't want to be like them, okay? Those entrepreneurs that are burning themselves out for that luxury, even though they're not what they seem, okay? You want sustainable growth, okay? Like we talked about, deep focus, one task. That's absolutely progress. You want peaceful productivity, you like that? So peaceful productivity. What do I mean? Well, clearing your head, okay? Blocking out the noise. Like I said, remove the distractions. That is going to definitely help, okay? Once you remove the distractions and most of the noise, put your phone on do not disturb, airplane mode, throw it in the fucking another room. I don't give a shit. But once you do that, it'll make doing the task that you're focusing on 10 times easier, okay? And then also, you want long-term success. So if you follow all these, that'll come with it. People want success within a year, 2 years, okay? If you want that, I mean, shit, there's not much I can tell you. But if you get success in 2 years, it's probably going to be quick, and it's not going to be like everlasting, because you're not learning in the process. The whole point of becoming rich and doing all this shit is a journey, okay? I don't know that saying where it's like it's about the journey, not the destination, or some stupid shit. But that's true in this case. You learn stuff. You learn how to manage your money. You learn how to actually make the money. So if you just got quick rich, posting some fucking hustle shit, yeah, cool, you're rich, you're sitting in your car, but none of it matters, because it's not going to be sustainable, growing wealth, it's not going to be generational wealth, because you want to build something real. Now, Kendrick Lamar said something cool that I always liked. 'Cause I'm sure there's other sayings of it, but this is the one that I can think of off the top of my head. And he said, remember, you can be a bitch even if you got bitches. So if you have the money and the girls and all that shit, cool. That doesn't mean you're just not a bitch for the way you made your money. You know, it's not gonna last. So that's why you want to build your money and start your journey and build your wealth the right way, or you're just gonna end up exhausted and, you know, burnt out. You're not gonna make real progress. Also, I've written it down, you know, trying to be authentic, but I have a challenge for you guys. And my challenge is unplug from the noise. You know, all the noise, all the stuff that's coming to your brain, just sit outside, you know, hear the trees and all that. Just anything to unblock the noise. Delete half your tasks. This is a big one that a lot of you are not going to do. And this is a big one. Do the shit. Like, delete half your tasks, okay? And then that'll put that half of the delete, because it's just going to overwhelm you. You know, have you ever had, like, tasks, you have a whole bunch of tasks, and then you'll do some, and then you'll, like, leave some this day, and then you'll get so demotivated, and then next day's fucked up, and then you miss your morning routine, so the whole day's fucked up, and then you, like, are, like, 30% less efficient just because you missed your morning routine. Yeah, delete some of your tasks, okay? Cut your screen time. Obviously, cut your screen time. That's just with the noise and all that. That's important. Pick one thing to go all in for 90 days, okay? You are gonna, if you go all into it, remove your distraction for 90 days, comment your progress. I fucking guarantee you're gonna be way further than if you were like, oh, I'm gonna 16 hours a day. Yeah, fuck that shit. No, because that's not true. Because you wouldn't last for 90 days if you're just gonna burn yourself out, okay? And build a system around it. Whenever you're gonna do your task, pick 3 tasks, you know, real important tasks, build a system around it, make it easier, less friction, so that you're more likely to stick with it, you know what I mean? Forget the grind, forget the hustle. You know, I don't even gotta talk on that. Build a focused life. You know, this also seeps into your life. Hamza actually said something that Hamza Ahmad, he said something in one of his videos, and it was like, if you're not putting a lot of effort into your gym or your relationship, or if you're not putting a lot of your effort into every part of your life, then you're probably not putting a lot of effort. Hold on, I fucking botched that. But if you're not putting a lot of effort into your gym life, then you're probably not putting a lot of effort into your relationship, into your business. So basically, give all of your effort, and it'll seep into every aspect of your life. I can't fucking talk right now. Because the fake hustle culture, it's not making you a boss. It's making you lost. That shit was not hard. But yeah, it's making you a slave. So you need to wake up, and I hope that you can take something from this video. You know, comment anything you learned. But basically, deep focus, 1 to 3 tasks, cut out all the noise and the bullshit. It's all distraction. And yeah, let's get to work.